All right, let's just dive right into this. Think about the last major event you attended, or maybe one you organized. Was it the keynote speaker that determined its success? The catering, maybe? The venue design? Well, while all of those are absolutely vital, there is this invisible, high-stakes force working entirely behind the scenes that can literally make or break the whole shebang. I'm talking about transportation. It's really not just about moving people from point A to point B. It's actually the circulatory system of any successful gathering. I mean, if the transport fails, the entire event schedule just starts to unravel.
To really understand the stakes here, I want to put you directly into the shoes of a logistics manager for a second. Let's say you're organizing a massive global sports tournament. It's spread across multiple venues in a huge, congested city. Right now, your transport team is trying to manage hundreds of vehicle movements. And your primary tools? Well, they're just spreadsheets, endless WhatsApp groups, and constant phone calls. You are literally one reply all away from a total operational meltdown. Suddenly, there's a missed update. Drivers assigned to the wrong venue lose extremely valuable time backtracking, and a major VIP ends up arriving late. Confusion builds, stress levels absolutely skyrocket, and you're just stuck in this exhausting cycle of pure reaction.
So, welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're taking a really deep dive into the operational evolution of event logistics. Whether you're an event planner, an operations manager, or a mobility pro, we are going to unpack the hard realities of manual coordination and compare them against the strategic advantages of automated transportation management. We'll explore exactly how modernizing your mobility approach can transform your transportation planning from a major headache into a super seamless, data-driven operation.
Here is our quick roadmap for today. 1. Why event transportation matters. 2. The limits of manual management. 3. Automated transportation explained. 4. Manual versus automated comparison. 5. Benefits of automation. And finally, 6. Choosing the right approach. Let's get to it.
Section 1. Why event transportation matters.
Event transportation is a totally critical operational pillar. It requires incredibly precise scheduling, communication, and execution. Flawless execution across these 4 key areas, you see? Smooth operations, really positive attendee and VIP experiences, strict adherence to your schedule, and tight fleet coordination, that is exactly what keeps the entire event from going completely off the rails. It ensures that your VIPs aren't just left waiting on a random curb, and that your core agenda items kick off exactly when the program says they're going to.
Moving on to Section 2. The limits of manual management. That familiar, stressful chaos of manual coordination usually relies on what we can playfully call the manual toolkit. We're talking about the classics here: spreadsheets, printed paper schedules, endless radio chatter, and massive group text threads. Now, to be totally fair, these foundational tools do work for simple tasks. But the reality is, as the scale or the complexity of your event ramps up, these tools just quickly become unmanageable. Without a structured software system, the cracks inevitably start to show.
Let's actually walk through this painful chain reaction to see exactly how those cracks form. Say you need a last-minute route change. In a manual system, that means phone calls or radio blasts have to be made immediately. That obviously requires heavy human intervention and total dependency on your staff. And because of the inherently slow nature of human-to-human coordination, delays happen, miscommunications occur, and instructions just get garbled. For your attendees, and especially your VIPs, this translates directly to unclear instructions, missed pickups, and total frustration. It essentially turns your logistics management into continuous stressful firefighting.
Which brings us to Section 3, Automated Transportation Explained.
Let's establish a really clear definition based on our sources. Automated event transportation management is essentially a technology-driven system that uses centralized software to handle everything. We're talking real-time tracking, dynamic route planning, smart scheduling, and proactive fleet coordination. So the absolute crucial point here is that it shifts an organization away from those scattered, fragmented tools we just talked about and brings all of your mobility data into one single powerful dashboard.
By moving to a custom transportation management system, your event teams can finally stop reacting and actually start proactively managing. Route changes, they're instantly reflected across all stakeholders, totally wiping out the confusion. The system automatically assigns vehicles and drivers based on real-time demand and location, which heavily minimizes idle time. Plus, live tracking means that organizers, dispatchers, and even the attendees themselves can see exactly where the ride is at any given moment. You are literally replacing uncertainty with absolute visibility. It's a real game changer.
Now for Section 4. Manual versus automated comparison.
When we look at efficiency and speed head-to-head, there's just a stark contrast in reaction times. Manual systems are inherently slow, right? Because they are entirely dependent on human coordination. Every single adjustment requires a real person to notice it, communicate it, and confirm it. Automated platforms, on the other hand, offer instant route adjustments. They dispatch vehicles so much faster and drastically reduce your response times during those high-pressure moments when the plan inevitably changes on the fly.
When evaluating the overall operational impact, we have to look at three other massive categories. First up, cost. Manual coordination naturally demands a larger team on the ground, meaning high labor costs and lots of operational friction. Automation, though, streamlines staffing and heavily improves vehicle utilization. Then there's data privacy, which is a huge factor for VIP transport. Manual means unsecured paper logs and contact details just left lying around. Automated systems lock all this down with secure storage, strict login controls, and GDPR-compliant encryption. Finally, scalability. Managing hundreds of trips across multiple venues manually is incredibly difficult and almost always leads to traffic chaos. Automated systems scale effortlessly, adjusting in real time to handle massive crowds without breaking a sweat.
Section 5. Benefits of automation.
Okay, prepare yourself for this one, because here is a massive statistic derived straight from our sources. Companies adopting automated fleet management services have reported cost savings of up to 50% when the technology is implemented strategically. 50%! By reducing idle time, optimizing your vehicle loads, and streamlining the sheer amount of human labor required to dispatch and route vehicles, the financial impact on your event's bottom line can be absolutely transformative.
And hey, we aren't just talking in theory here. The source material provides some truly phenomenal real-world examples. For instance, AI-powered route optimization was heavily utilized at the Olympics to find the fastest, least crowded paths, completely avoiding major traffic jams during peak hours. At CES 2024, organizers used predictive analytics based on expected crowd movement to pre-allocate shuttles and avoid those huge rushes entirely. Furthermore, these systems optimize routing to cut fuel use. And when you pair that with electric or hybrid fleets, they actively support sustainability goals by dramatically lowering the event's overall carbon footprint.
This brings us to Section 6, choosing the right approach.
Now, we have to be objective here. There are highly specific pragmatic scenarios where a manual hands-on transport approach actually remains the superior choice. If you're running a very small event with super simple logistics and just a few attendees, deploying an entire software suite might honestly just be overkill. Also, for VVIP events that require an incredibly high level of personalized white-glove concierge service, hands-on human management ensures a perfectly tailored experience. Finally, you obviously can't rely on software in remote locations where GPS or mobile networks are completely unreliable. In those spots, analog coordination is literally your only safe bet.
So I'm going to leave you with this final thought to consider for your own operations. Is your scale outgrowing your spreadsheets? If you are starting to see the cracks, the delays, the miscommunications, the soaring labor costs, it might just be time to evolve your event transportation. Technology is completely reshaping how event mobility works, replacing all that stress and guesswork with clear data, proactive planning, and seamless execution. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I really hope this helps you make smarter, more efficient choices for your next major event.